Two-time author, father and community figurehead, Glenn Warren Sr., is back with his newest book, I Am a Father Forever. This book, available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble online, accompanies the 12-week life-changing curriculum at Fathers Forever University that is geared towards promoting responsible fatherhood, healing fathers and saving families. Founder Glenn Warren Sr. was not only a single father of 3 children, but he worked tirelessly as a mental health crisis counselor. His personal experiences helped to shape the vision for his nonprofit organization, Fathers Forever. Glenn has been featured in numerous newspaper publications and has appeared on local television broadcasts to discuss the importance of fatherhood and fatherhood issues. Some of his accolades include the Light 103.9 2012 Lamplighters Award, Dr. John Hope Franklin Humanitarian Award, 2013 Family Resource Center Fatherhood Conference Trailblazer Award, WRAL Hometown Hero Award, 2015 Goodman Award and more. Visit our website today at www.glenwarrenspeaks.com to learn more about Glenn, his other books and to stay updated on the official launch of I Am a Father Forever. Also, follow our pages on Facebook at Fathers Forever University and at Follow Fathers Forever.
Signing up for Fathers Forever University is simple. With just a few easy steps, you can get on the right track to being a better father today. Visit www.fathersforeveruniversity.com and select Self-Registration or Agency Referral at the bottom of the page. Click Register Now, complete the information form thoroughly and submit it. It's that easy. Once you've submitted, you will receive a series of 4 emails from our founder, Glenn Warren, and the Fathers Forever University team. The first, a welcome email from our founder complete with class times and our homework policy. The second, our class syllabus, which outlines everything you'll go over during the 12-week course. The third, account details for the class portal complete with your login details that you'll need to access the modules and homework assignments. And lastly, a login link that you can use to change your password and get started. Once you log in, download the Zoom app on your phone or computer and use it to log into the weekly live classes using the link sent via email. And that's it, you're officially enrolled in the #1 course to promote responsible fatherhood.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. We want to welcome you to the 4th annual Season of Thanksgiving Appreciation Ceremony at Fathers Forever. We're telecasting live this morning from the corporate office of Fathers Forever here in North Raleigh, and we're pleased to have an audience and have you with us today. We have some special guests here that you'll be introduced to, and we will be going over the year in review of the wonderful things that have happened even through COVID. During COVID, we all had to pivot and change the way we did things. But Fathers Forever, we have a saying that we use sometimes is that some of us run to the fire. So instead of retreating, Fathers Forever ran toward the fire and continued to operate in excellence and to offer many programs and many services. So to kick us off this morning with our welcome, we have our board chair, Mr. Jay Nofo.
Thank you, Betty. So I'd like to welcome everybody who is here in the room as well as everybody that is online. Thank you for joining us on our 4th annual breakfast, appreciation breakfast. For those of you that are here and don't know me, once again, Jay Nolfo, I'm the president of the board, and really excited to be here. As Betty mentioned, those of us that are involved in the organization run to the fire, and this is one that I have really been appreciative of being here for 10 years. I think it's been 10 years now, which is a great thought. So welcome, and I hope you enjoyed today's events.
Thank you so much, Jay. Jay is one of the many hands that help to make things happen here. So we're very pleased that he's always available and always pitching in for Fathers Forever. We want to start today because we are grateful and we are thankful. And we want to start today by bringing in Pastor Ricky Harrell to give us a blessing for the day. He is a man of God who is faithful. He's been very faithful to Fathers Forever. And so he is joining us remotely, and we look forward to hearing a good blessing, a good word this morning from Pastor Harrell.
Good morning to everyone. I want to pray and speak blessings over this program and this occasion. Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this opportunity to come together and recognize all of the sponsors and Fathers Forever and all of the accomplishments that they have accomplished and all that they have put their hand to do. We thank you. We ask for your continued guidance. We thank you for the visionary, the founder, Glenn Warren. We thank you for Angel. We thank you, Father, that you would continue to put vision into his heart. And we thank you for all the staff. And Father, we thank you for all the men that have been blessed by this program. We ask your blessings upon this program. We ask your blessings upon this time together. You will continue to encourage and strengthen those, and we continue to give vision and insight. So we come this morning just thanking you and asking you to continue to strengthen this program and asking your continual blessings over all that Fathers Forever do and every individual that's connected to it. We thank you in advance for what you will do, and we thank you for what you have done. It is in Jesus' name that we give you all the praise. Amen. Thank
you. Thank you, Pastor. We want to make this an interactive morning. I know it's early and everyone's probably still having coffee. So as we think about, this is our season of Thanksgiving and season of reflecting on what's good and what has happened. And even through the storm, there's always something good that we can reflect on that's happened. So I want you to type in the chat, those of you who have been on Zoom for the past year, like most of us have, you probably know where that feature is, the little icon down at the bottom of the screen. I want you to type into chat what you're thankful for. I think it's great to start the day. I always start my day with meditation and prayer, and I always start with what I'm grateful for. The fact I woke up this morning is my first blessing. And so we'd like to know how the audience feels about this and what you're grateful for, what you're thankful for. And I think the Pastor Harrell set the tone for that, and it sets the tone for the day. In this room that I'm in currently here in the corporate office for Fathers Forever, I wish you could see. We have a beautiful, well, you'll see many of the people here, but beautiful faces and happy people who are up and out and sitting here at 7 this morning. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for all of you who came out to celebrate with us. And today is a day of celebration and reflection. So our next speaker will be the person who will introduce our founder. And we are asking Mr. G. Warren II to come up and share with us some thoughts about this great man we all love and care about.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? I know it's early. I didn't want to be up this early, but we here. I just want to take a quick second to tell you what I've learned. the man I am today, I can contribute to a few different men. My father, my grandfather, my other grandfather, and all my uncles. I've been very fortunate to have nothing but men in my life through the course of my life, even up to now. Starting with Archie Warren, which is my grandfather. The biggest thing I learned from him is to make a decision and stand on it, whether I'm right or wrong. So I've made plenty of bad decisions in my day. And I tell these guys in the program, I'm nothing but 2 decisions away from being where you are. But because of certain things, because of the men I had in my life, I was able to deviate from certain things. I also learned work ethic and discipline from him. Getting up every morning on his farm, going to feed hogs and chickens and pigs taught me the value of getting up. I can get up every morning and do the same thing every day because back then I did it for free. So why I can't do it now when I'm getting paid for it? Which brings me to my father. I've learned from him, your past prepares you for your future. Like I've watched him stand behind pastors, take care of his family, work every day. And now when I was sitting here writing this, I realized besides Sunday, I've never seen him take a day off. And that's when we was going to church and going out to eat afterwards and then going home. So a lot of my work had to come from him as well. I didn't realize besides Sunday, he was always at work. He was always working, whether it be as a social worker, refereeing, or anything else that was needed that he needed to do at the time. I watched him serve God, and not one time did he complain about anything, at least not that I heard of. So I've learned that, preparation prepares you. Like the person I am today is because of all the things that I've been through in my life. So I'm just gonna keep it short. Without further ado, I'm gonna introduce you to a pastor, a lawyer, author, visionary, director of the program, and most importantly, my father forever, Glenn Warren.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I almost cried up there. You saw me trying to fight the tears back. Greetings. Thank y'all guys, everybody for coming. Those that are here in the room, those that are online. I just want to thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to share a little bit about what we've been doing over the last year and our vision and what we continue to do and make a difference in the lives of so many fathers, in the life of so many kids, and in the life of society as a whole. And I just want to thank everybody for being here this morning. I want to start out with how everything started. We have a napkin that we get laminated now that may be shown on the screen. I was with a friend of mine at KNS on Lieberman Avenue, and I sit down and I wrote down the vision of Father Forever on a napkin. And we started talking. Actually, we met 2 days. I think one on the 12th and the one on the 13th. We just started sitting down and mapping what Father Forever was going to look like. And I drew it on a napkin. I didn't have a piece of paper with me, so I just drew it on a napkin. And it started off just, I didn't realize how big it's, how big it's going to get. And I don't realize now how big it's going to get. But that's how it started. And it started out with a fatherhood program where guys are at risk of going to jail for non-child support. We had the court system. We worked with the court system. Instead of sending these guys to jail, to send them to our program, and we take them to a 12-week course in fatherhood. And I'm just giving you a little bit of highlights about what we've been doing. Then we're going to go back and dig a little deeper in some of those things. The fatherhood program now consists of 2 things. One is the online version, which is because of COVID, and I'll get into that more. It's called Father Forever University. The other one is our in-person. So now that COVID has lifted up a little bit, we're back in person on Monday nights from 7 to 8. And on Thursday nights, we do the online version or the virtual version. We have a food pantry. A lot of the guys in the community that come to our program are struggling financially, so we help support their families. We give them food. We get into some of the stats about that as well in a little while. Transition houses, we've grown. We started out with one house, and now we have 4, and we get into some of that where we are taking care of these men fresh out of prison. They come to us pretty much with no clothes on their back from prison, and we have a clothes closet as well, where we got the guys come to us and they got the clothes from prison on their backs, and we give them now on clothes. And thank you for the community for donating clothes that we can give these guys. And they take off to a prison uniform and they put them in the trash can and they walk out the door now with some new clothes. The transition houses, we have 4 of them now. The first one is named after my father, Archie Warren. As my son says, that was my hero. His name was Archie. That's the first house. The other house is my brother. My brother and my grandfather is named Aaron. My brother is still living. My grandfather's deceased. That house is named Aaron House. The third house is Kenny's house, which is my deceased brother. He had a brain tumor a few years ago. He was a young guy, so he passed away. We named that house after him. And the other one was one of my beloved uncles. We call him Cool Breeze, Wesley. He was a cool guy. He was my hero too. So the last house we got is named after him. We started my dad's car wash, and like I said, we're gonna dive into this a little bit deeper, a little bit earlier. My dad's car wash and my dad's detailing is a little different. My dad's car wash is just guys who want to make a little bit of money when they get out of prison and they need some cigarette money or whatever. We help them wash cars. My Daddy's Academy is a deeper dive. We teach guys now not just to wash cars, but how to detail cars. And they have to go through a 200-hour commitment of training. And we have one of the instructors here. He'll be speaking later on. Where we're teaching these guys how to detail cars. And when they finish, they have 200 hours that they have done, 170 hours practice actually cleaning the cars, doing the engine bay, doing the engine, doing the headlights restoration, doing the paint restoration, doing all those things that come with detailing. And so these guys now, when they leave, they could go out and start their own detail shop, or they can go work at a car dealership making $15 or $16 an hour. So we've kind of grown. So we got my dad's. So the other thing is my dad's working solution, which is the last thing that we kind of added to the table. And we're going to get into that a little bit deeper. There's guys that come to us. Sometimes it takes them a month and a half to get an ID, and so they can't go to work. But my dad's working solution, because we know where they came from, we have their ID. We could put them to work right away and helping them find jobs. And so these guys now, we have started this in June. It's starting to, like everything else, it's kind of slow getting started, but we're trying to up and run. I think now we have 8 or 9. We have one of the persons who run that particular program is going to get up and talk in a little while. But we are now putting guys to work. When they get here one day, we can put them to work the next day. And now they're making money. We have a couple companies now that we have contract with, and we're providing houses, full-time employment. And these guys now, just not a temp service, but when they leave us in 90 days, they can go straight to this company and get a full-time job with salaries and with benefits. So these are kind of what we've been doing. And I'm not sure, do I supposed to do statistics now, or do I bring you back up, Miss Betty? I can do statistics? Video. Okay, the video. All right, I'll pause for a minute, and they're going to cue up the video. And this is kind of a video that's going to sum up what we've been doing. I've been talking about it, so now we can let the video play.
conducted last year. You know, one of the words that we heard a lot from last year was the word pivot. Pivot, I looked it up. Pivot to make sure that I knew what I was talking about. Everyone had to pivot during COVID, right? We all had to change the way we operate. And the word pivot means the act of turning around a point, a person or thing that is central or important to someone or something else. A person, thing, or factor having a major or central role, function, or effect. a usually marked change. And this is the one I really think is important. An adjustment or modification made as to a service or strategy in order to adapt or improve. I think Fathers Forever should be in the dictionary next to the word pivot, because I think that this organization accomplished all those things and more. And it is a pleasure to see that as other people shrank from responsibility and shrank from things that were going on in the world, Fathers Forever grew. Fathers expanded and said, we will take on these challenges. And to me, that deserves some applause. And now we'll get some words of inspiration from Pastor Ricky Harrell of Christ Worship Center Church.
Well, good morning again. I want to echo Betty, just those powerful words you shared. Fathers Forever inspires all of us moving forward. This program, this organization has moved forward in the midst of one of the most horrendous turbulence, pandemic that have hit this world. But yet, Fathers Forever, in probably the most difficult 2 years we've had in this country, when to our disappointment, many organizations and many programs have ceased to move forward. But Fathers Forever has been grace to move forward and in the midst of a pandemic. And because of the staff, because of the visionary, Glenn and Angel and the staff, I want to say thank you. Not only have you been a blessing to the men in the program, but you have been a blessing to all of us that have been a part of this, to watch this program move forward. And of course, we give God all the honor for that, because we know that He's given you the vision and the staff. And so I want to say to Fathers Forever, thank you for, as we close out this year, 2 more months left. What a tremendous testimony to move forward in 2022. And I believe that as we pursue the university, one of the things that we want to do, we see where the money's going. We see the need. I'm so grateful to hear the vision. We see all what has been taking place. But man, the future looks bright. 2022 looks bright. And Christ Worship Center, we want to be part of the groundwork of sponsoring an individual who may want to be a part of the program but don't have the funds. Glenn and Angel have taught us that faith is work. Faith about work is dead. And so we don't want to just be people who continue to plan. We want to see the manifestation. And we thank God for Fathers Forever. We see the manifestation. And we believe 2022 is going to be even a greater year. And as we move forward with the vision, to all the sponsors, thank all of you. We want to encourage all of the staff and all of the sponsors to keep moving forward. Believe it or not, the work is really just beginning. What you've been called to do, you're really being in a position now to have an impact. And all the individuals, the volunteers, and everyone, I want to say thank you. It is an honor to be a part of this. And it takes a village to raise a child, but it takes a village to see a vision move forward with men. And I want to thank everyone that play a part. So I want to congratulate Fathers Forever. Thank you. Continue to move forward. And we're believing that 2022 is going to be a year of exploit, a year that you're going to move forward and do great things. So again, we commend you. Congratulations for your accomplishments. And let's move forward as we approach 2022. Bless you.
You make me want to shout, Pastor Harrell, and I grew up Presbyterian, so that's it's a little foreign for me, but I love your inspirational words. I want to make sure that we talk about and fully explore all the things, because the video was great and it was an excellently produced video. But we're going to hear more now and go into more depth about the programs that were highlighted in the video. So we'll have Glenn Warren and James Jackson, who are the faculty at Fathers Forever University. And following them will be Jamie Williams, who is the director, coordinator of My Daddy's Car Wash and Academy. And then Miss Angela Gorham will talk about My Daddy's Working Solutions. So here's the all-star part of the all-star team. But I also want to call out, because I've got a minute here, I want to call out the production crew. These young ladies are on point today. We have, and Glenn's going to recognize staff, but just watching Angela is making me very tired because she is working overtime. I think she deserves a vacation after today, Glenn. And then we also have someone who's working remotely that's behind the scenes, our producers. But I just want to make sure I point out that we look great because there are others that are working behind the scenes to make us look great. So now we'll bring up the faculty and staff of these institutions here.
Before we bring up the staff, I wanted to kind of piggyback again on what Ms. Betty said, as well as what Pastor Harold said, about some things that we have done during COVID. And it's been a tremendous strain on a lot of people, lost lives, lost loved ones. A lot of companies has closed down, some permanently, some temporarily. But it's been through God's grace that He's allowed us to flourish during this time. We have went from one house to now we have 4 houses. We got our second house in April at the beginning of the pandemic. We got another house in August in the middle, and then we got another one in December. So God has really given us grace and caused us to flourish during the pandemic. And we have served a whole lot of people because of the COVID. You know, people didn't have a lot of food. So I'm gonna give you some stats. In 2009, we served 303 households and served 1,631 individuals with food baskets and food boxes. In 2020, we provided 1,132 households with food. So God has really expanded us. Again, we went from 1 transition house to 4 transition houses, all of it in the middle of this pandemic. So we were very gracious to what God has done for us and use us to bless a lot of people. At this time, we are going to kind of focus on a couple of things. One is Father Forever University, and I'm going to ask James Jackson to come up. Father Forever University has been on my mind for ever since the beginning, which is a virtual class. And we hadn't took the time to get the virtual classes up. We had in-person classes 2 days a week for the last 10 years, a Thursday class and a Saturday class. And because of the COVID, everything shut it down. And so we started had the opportunity to work on the virtual classes. So we created Father Forever University, which now consists of both the in-person class as well as the virtual classes. So we call it Father Forever University. We have also, because it is, I think in my mind, a university is of higher learning about fatherhood. And so we had our first graduation from Father Forever University in person last week, where we had 6 guys who graduated. We got another virtual graduation coming up in the next 3 weeks. Then we're going to have 3 or 4 guys who will be graduating. And the way the university is, because it's virtual now, the sky is the limit. As long as the guy's got a phone and access to the internet, he could come to the university. And so I'm very excited about this. Our goal is now to have classes, fatherhood classes, every day, 6 days a week. I am going to take off on Sundays. But 6 days a week to have 2 or 3 classes that we're going to be teaching fatherhood classes. So we have worked with James Jackson, which is our Dean of Students, and he's going to come up and share a little bit about his role as a Dean of Students.
Thank you, Glenn. Pleasure to be here with you this morning and all of our guests. It's a pleasure to see you as well. We welcome you to our, this will be my first appreciation breakfast, but won't be my last. So I just wanted to thanks for the opportunity to speak and to be here. I'm the Dean of Students, and it's been a nice experience so far. I retired in January of this year. I'm not going to bore you with the facts of where I came from, things I used to do, and all of that. But I got a call from Glenn, and it was funny because he was like, I said hello, but he was like, "Do you know who this is?" And I'm yeah, I know, but I thought it was kind of a joke, whatever, because I never took him out of my phone. And but the conversation continued, and um, I- it it evolved into something else very quickly. And Glenn asked me if I would be interested in working with the team here, and I'm happy that I was able to say yes. So my my uh, my vacation time and thinking that I'm just going to sit back and chill, those days came to an abrupt end in March. So I've been here ever since. I am the Dean of Students, as Glenn said, and our goal is to get more individuals involved in this fatherhood program and the university. Um, right now, we're growing slowly, but it takes time for everything. It takes effort for everything, um, and if it's worth having, it's worth putting in the work for. Um, keeping track of I keep track of all of our guys, our attendees, um, their status, what class they've taken. We have an orientation before they all get started, and then they come out. Uh, the classes have evolved, though, as Glenn said. I started out, we were doing the virtual, and Glenn said, let's try bringing back the in person. So we did that. And it's been a blessing because it's good when you can see the faces light up when people finally get what it is that you're talking about. Um, sometimes, they come and they don't want to be here. They're got the mean mug going and all of those things, but it goes away after the third or fourth visit, and by the time we get to the 12th week, they're just before the 12th week happens, though, they're always saying, "Well, how many more classes do I have? How many more hours I have to be here?" But when that 12th week comes, it was like, man, that was quick, and we're still wanting to hang around and do things with the team. So it's been a blessing to watch their faces. One thing I can tell you what Fathers Forever is not. I mean, Fathers Forever University is not. It's not a hangout. It's not uh, a place where we can bash our females and women and things of that nature. Um, we teach respect. So we've gotten rid of a term called baby's mama. So whenever we hear that, we put them on brakes right away and say, this person that you're speaking of has a name. So let's start using that name and eliminate that from your vocabulary. Those are the things that it's not. And there's probably a whole bunch more of items that I can say that it's not. But what it is, though, what Fathers Forever University is, it's a place where struggling fathers can become good fathers. Now, what is a struggling father? I would say a struggling father is one who may not see his child but once a year, or may have not seen his child in 5 years. That's a struggling child. A struggling father. A struggling father could be one who says, well, I send my child support money. And that's it, though. And I have to look at Glenn because that's my twin over there. They call us twinsies. Is that what we're called or something like that? We always dress alike. I don't know where that comes from, but that happens too. But back to what fathers, a struggling father. So we take that struggling father to being a good father. A good father is someone who's going to take their child to the doctor, take their child to school, or just do some of those types of things, give their child support. But those are good things. I mean, that's a good father. But we don't stop there. Our goal is to be great fathers. And our great fathers, that the message that we're giving when we say be a great father is to make sure you leave a legacy with your child. You leave equity that you built with your child. You give your child every opportunity that's around us. There's all kinds of things, that's where doctors and lawyers and professionalism comes in. That's where people get to learn how to build a house or travel, things like that. You expand their knowledge so that they can grow. You give your child all the opportunities that maybe you didn't have, and maybe you don't have all the money that you'd like to have, but you still put time and effort in your child. So it takes money, and it takes effort, and it takes just being there forever. So with that, I can sit up here and talk all day, but we have we do have one last thing though, Glenn. Pardon me. Glenn and I are on Thursdays at 2:00 every week. And if you want to catch up with us and see what we're doing next, just check us out on Thursdays at 2:00. And our website is fathersforeveruniversity.com. Please visit us. We thank you, and we look forward to spending more time with you at another time. Thank you.
Thank you, James. You sound like a preacher man, don't you? But yeah, James is I'm very excited that James is on board. I'm very excited that James is on board with us. He brings a lot of energy to the mundane stuff that I have to do as far as keeping up with the statistics or keeping up with the client's attendance. James is doing all of that, making sure that these guys at the agency who referred them is getting the email every week, talk about the attendance of the clients. So those things are things that are very important that needs to be done, and James is the man that's taking care of that. I appreciate you, James. The next person is Jamie Williams. Jamie has been, I can tell you, I could talk months about Jamie. He came to our program a few years ago as a resident, as an inmate, just getting out of prison himself, and started working in the house, doing a little bit of chores here, chores there. He sees something done, he did it. And sometimes I didn't have to ask him to do it, he just did it. And then I was like, this guy's got a little bit of talent here. He's got a little bit of something. And his goal was, well, I guess when he got here, he was going to stay here for 1 week. Well, it's been how many years now? 2 years, and he's still here. So it just kind of evolved from not just being a resident now to being like a fill-in person when we needed somebody to kind of cover, when the staff had to step out or whatever. And then he decided that he wanted to come kind of work full-time with us and work in one of the houses as a full-time monitor. And we say, okay, we could do that. And then I went a step further. When we started the car wash, we were just washing cars initially. And Miss Betty, she just kind of pushed me into, you can't be around her and just do the mundane. You just can't do the normal around her. She's going to push you to the next level. And she did. By the way of rebuke, she pushed me to another level. And we started with Fathers Forever, the car wash. And then Jamie said he wanted to do that. So we sent Jamie to school to learn how to detail cars. And now he is our instructor, where himself is teaching these guys how to wash cars and detail cars and do the headlight restoration and do the engine bay. So I'm going to bring him up and let him talk. He's a man of few words, but we're going to get a little bit more out of him today.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Glenn. As y'all know, I am the instructor of the car wash. I'm one of the house managers. But I want to tell y'all how I came to Fathers Forever. I came here August 15th, 2019. I met Mr. Glenn about 1:30 that afternoon. We sat in his office and we talked. And I knew something was different about him. So I started to believe in what he. I fast forward to a couple of weeks later. I'm sitting at the house. He came and said, "Hey, we just help at the food bank food show." I said, "I'll do it." Me and a guy named Richard. We went. We did it. We got back to the house that night. Me and Richard were sitting there. Mr. Glenn pulls up. He came to us and said, "Thank y'all." He got his wallet out and gave it. He paid us to do that. I'm thinking, I'm living in your house, eating your food, and I got on clothes that you provided, and you paid me. I'm thinking, where did they do that at? Fast forward a little further, I'm sitting in this very room, and he walks in, and he says, "Hey, we got some cars out there. We're short. Can you help us?" In my mind, like, I don't know about washing the car. It's a little too cold out there. But I did it because he was different. He was special. Now I am over the car wash academy. And I teach guys how to detail cars. They learn the trade. And for the most part, they enjoy it. We have customers now who drive from Chapel Hill, Mebane, for us to detail their cars. The guys that we have now, I consider them the best. Not in Raleigh, not in North Carolina. The best all over the world. I put my guys against any crew. And I think we'll win. So I go back to everything I learned since I came here, and I had a second chance. I've seen guys with second chances. And I'm proud. I'm thankful for Mr. Glenn, Miss Angela, G, Miss Ursula, Tommy, because when I got here, all they knew about me was on a piece of paper. And I made sure that wasn't going to define me. So we have in the Detail Academy now, we have our website. You can go online. It's mydaddies.com, mydaddiescarwash.com, and book appointments. We've grown a lot, and we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep getting better, and we're bigger, and we're going to fulfill the dream that he wrote down on that napkin that day at Perkins, OKNS. Yes. And I always ask where they do that at, where they give second chances. And right now I can say, Father's forever. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Jamie. Jamie, you that word special. I want to say, do I ride a short bus or what? But thank you, Jamie. Jamie has really been stepped up to the plate and pick the guys up, go pick the truck up. I mean, he does it all. Whatever we need him to do, he fills in it. And I'm really very appreciative of that. The next person, my dad is what? Miss Angela, she's gonna come up and talk about that. And like I said earlier, it is just getting started, almost 6 months now, and we're trying to get contracts with the community. These guys not just to find jobs, even though it's a staffing agency, but we want that staffing agency to become a full-time job for them. So we're gonna let Angela come up and talk a little bit about what she's doing.
Wow. So I'll say good morning once to the people on Zoom land that I have not spoke to this morning. And then I'll say good morning again to the people in the room that I have spoke to. I was sitting back there and I'm saying, wow, I always got to come behind all of this. I'm about back to cry. And I'm saying, okay, let me keep it together because it's my turn next. So I am going to introduce myself briefly. Again, my name is Angela Gorham. I am the Staffing Development Manager for My Daddy's Working Solutions, which started here in June. A little bit about how I got here. I'm still not quite sure how I got here. I guess I was on that napkin that day. But I came in and I sat and I talked with Angela and Glenn. And after a few minutes of talking with them, I automatically knew that this man was a visionary and that, this was going to be something really great. I think back to the Bible. It says, write the vision and make it plain. So I think Mr. Warren did that day as he sat in the restaurant eating with his napkin. And I'm glad to be a part of that vision. So My Daddy's Working Solution, we have a mission statement, and our mission statement basically says that My Daddy's Working Solution was birthed out of the Father Forever program here, which was founded in 2008. We employ people on a temporary basis, as well as assisting them to obtain permanent employment. Therefore, our goal at My Daddy's Working Solutions is to help individuals reestablish themselves back into the community, and also to continue to build professional relationships ourselves in the surrounding communities. So we say here at My Daddy's Working Solutions, for we know working people are better people. So as I said, I came here in May. In June, Mr. Glenn said, okay, we're going to start. And I'm thinking, I just walked into an empty building. What do you mean we're going to start? He was like, yeah, it's ready. We're going to open. So we opened our doors in June. Thank God now we have 5 contracts and we have 9 people working actively every day. It's definitely been a tedious, but it's been a promising adventure here. Of course, due to COVID, we know that work is slow. People don't want to work. People still want to sit home. But My Daddy's Working Solutions, we don't give up. We're out every day hitting the streets, and we're telling people, hey, we got jobs. We need you. You need us. How can we partner to make this work? And thus far, it has been great. I use the acronym a lot of times here, MDWS. And a lot of people are like, what's MDWS? It's like, she just don't want to say My Daddy's Working Solution. What's going on? But I say the M is motivating. We're a motivating company with lots of many moving parts. We are the D. We're devoted to our contracts right from the very start. We're the W. We're a welcoming group of people who work hard every day. And the W, again, we work hard every day. The S is we give service with a smile, and we do it from the heart. So those of you out there that need work, send us some people our way. We're ready to make them happy so that today they can start. Also, at the end, I'm going to be a little biblical, and I'm going to say Proverbs 29:18 says, where there's no vision, the people perish. Mr. Warren is that vision today. So everybody who's sitting here today, we're here because of Mr. Warren, and he's helped us, and he's helped the company flourish. That is what it's all about. It's about Fathers Forever. It's about us helping people. It's not only about working or cleaning cars or any of that stuff. It's about helping people. We don't only just help our guys in the program. We help women in other programs. We help veterans. We help retirees. In August, we sat down and we talked and we said, you know what? Fathers Forever has been wonderful, but we also can help everybody. We don't just have to focus on our fathers and our guys. So we decided that we are now open to the public. We help everybody. Women's, minors who can work. You want a job, we're here. Fathers Forever has just been such a blessing to me. My former life, I've managed for lots of companies and I've ran a lot of organizations, mental health programs and things, but never have I met a group of people like these. People who really, really care. People who give every day for nothing. Like Jamie says, they give to you everything and then they try to pay you for it. You know, they'll say, hey, you need some gas, or hey, take the car, go buy your lunch. And I'm thinking, I work for you. You already do enough for me. So they're wonderful here. So I just want to say thank you, Mr. Glenn, for the vision. Thank you for Fathers Forever for this great opportunity. And those of you who are looking for work, come see us. My Daddy's Working Solutions is here for you.
Thank you, Angela. COVID has created a whole lot of challenges in the day in which we live, and employment. There's a lot of challenges. There's a lot of things that's going on, but we don't take excuses. We move forward, even though we got challenges. We're gonna go around them. We're gonna go under them. We're gonna go over top of them. We're gonna get them through. Because challenge presents itself every day, and we're gonna. And with that, My Dad's Working Solution with Angela and all the other stuff, we're gonna find a way to get these people employed who wants to work. So thank you very much, Angela, for being a part of the team. At this point in time, am I bringing you back up, Miss Betty? Or?
No, you're going to recognize donors.
Oh, recognize donors. Okay. Y'all had to keep me on task because you know I can veer off. I say it all the time. Don't veer off. Let me see what that slide is at. Our donors. Oh, okay, great. We have a group of donors that I just want to point out today that without them we wouldn't be here. They supported us financially from day one, and I'm just going to call the names. Department of Public Safety, North Carolina Department of Public Safety is where we get our referrals from. The Bob Barker Foundation, they give us finances. Capital Area Workforce Development, we want to thank them, as well as Christ Worship Center. We get a monthly check from the church every single month, and has been for the last 10 years. They're recognizing us and helping us and showing seeds into us. The City of Raleigh, we get grants from them, working with the car wash. My dad is car wash. We get a grant from them that help fund the guys to siphon while the guys are learning how to wash cars, how to be a detailer. They're actually getting some money while they're in school. So thank the City of Raleigh for providing that stipend and giving us that grant. Holy Trinity Church is another church that's been a part of our lives from, I met one of the members, Sue and Ed, years ago. They did an article on Fathers Forever, and it was a little small article in the newspaper. And then I got a call from this guy. He said, call me and said, I want to sit down and do lunch with you. And him and his wife, we sit down and started talking. He started supporting us. Him and his wife supports us every month now. We get a check from them every single month that we have for the last 10 years. But what they did, even better than that, they brought their church family in. And the church family, Holy Trinity Church, has really been a godsend. They have bought us the van that we've got. They brought us the trailer, the car wash trailer. So thank God for Holy Trinity Church for providing the finance that we need. The Lonnie and Pooh Foundation, Lonnie Carroll Pooh Foundation, they has been supportive of us since 2014. And actually, we have one of the guests is going to come up and share, her story. But I really, really want to thank the Lonnie and Pooh Foundation, Lonnie and Carroll Pooh Foundation, who have given us a lot of money during the course of the next 4 or 5 years. So.
Hi, my name is Bobby Furr, and I'm a trustee on the Lonnie and Carroll Pooh Family Foundation. I heard about Fathers Forever in 2014. Nancy Hall and I were invited to a breakfast just like this to learn about the organization and whether it fit with the kind of things that our foundation would like to help fund. We were very impressed and interested in the services you were providing. Through the years, we have been proud partners with you. Last year, our foundation gave $45,000 contribution. We expect to continue doing big contributions to assist you in the generosity that you have here to help folks. We're anxious to assist with organizations that enrich our community. But on a personal note, I have always been impressed with the love and the kindness that we feel when we are with the folks at Fathers Forever. It is a spirit that we wish could be felt all over our community. We want to be part of helping in a spirit like this. Thank you for doing acts of kindness that we would probably be unable to do on our own. You are a star in our book.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to shout out to Nancy Hall, one of the ones that from the Lonnie and Carol Food Foundation. We met her through a mutual friend, Judge Christian Ruth, a few years ago, and she has been very a blessing to us. And at this time, am I continuing?
Our plans for 2024
Okay.
in 6 minutes.
In 6 minutes, our plans for 2022 in 6 minutes. Can I do it? I got to.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. I could do it. All right. Here we go. Our first thing, our Dads at a Distance program. It's a program that we have started for men that are incarcerated, and they're not out yet, and sometimes they may be in there for a long time, whatever their sentence is. So now we want to take Fathers Forever into the prison. That's why it's called Dad at a Distance, because they're still fathers. They're not with their kids, maybe in another state, because they're incarcerated. So we want to take our university virtually into those prisons, and we want to give them some tools of how to be a father while they're incarcerated. So that is our Dads at a Distance program that we're going to be starting in 2022. We already laying the groundwork now. We've already called in some prisons who's going to let us come in and do some virtual classes. We're doing 12-week classes, and this is going to continue to go on. Like I said earlier, I want fatherhood classes every day, and that's one of the classes we can be hosting, doing those virtual classes, because these guys are in prison. They can't go nowhere, so they got all day long. So we're going to do these fatherhood classes and teach them how to be a better dad while they're in prison. My biggest one of my boys and their toys. Let's there it is right there. The beast. We was doing a lawn care at one time, and they didn't kind of work out the way we wanted to work. So we had a big F-250 truck that was just kind of sitting there. Thank God somebody gave us a grant to pay for it, and it was sitting there and not being utilized, and because we didn't have the lawn care anymore. So I had this idea one day: how can I make? We already called it the Beast because it was a big truck, but how can I use this truck? We're nonprofit, so we don't have a big advertising budget. So how can I use this truck as a promotional vehicle to promote responsible fatherhood and get sponsors? So we had this idea to transform this beast and from a lawn truck to a promotional truck. So we got together some funds and got some money to help contribute some, and we got it wrapped. And now we're gonna be doing different things in the community, doing different events in the community, talking about fatherhood, promoting responsible fatherhood, and using the Beast as a promotional vehicle to get events, to raise money for the university, to raise money for other things. So I'm very, very, very excited about the Beast. So it's out there in the parking lot now. Go take a picture with it, post it on Facebook, and you're gonna be doing some exciting things about the Beast coming up in the near future. My next thing is I got 2 more minutes. All right. Everybody give me 1 minute. Y'all give me 1 minute, 2 minutes. I got 10 more minutes. No, 2 more minutes. Oh. Mag Gift is another thing that we're going to connect the Beast to. We're going to work with not nursing homes, but daycare centers. We want to, part of our heartbeat is with the kids as well. We touch the kids through the fathers. So we're going to be working with daycare centers, providing we're going to have 1 daycare center per month that we're going to sponsor. We're going to give them a $250 scholarship to go to, and the daycare owner will pick the mom who needs that. So we're going to take that money and buy them a scholarship with it and help them pay their tuition. We also going to be doing some other things to raise money to get the needs for the some daycare centers may need bicycles, some daycare centers may need Pampers. We're going to identify 12 daycare, one per month, and then we're going to get the community to help us provide it. And Magdalene is my mom's name, and my mom loved kids, so that's why we call this Mag's Gifts, that my mom is giving back now, as well as my father giving back to the society, giving back to the community. So I want to thank you. So anyway, I think my 6 minutes is up. Close up. Okay. So again, I'm very excited about the Beast. I'm very excited about Mag's Gift, and I'm very excited about Dads at a Distance. Those are the two things that we're going to be doing in 2022. I think it's going to make a big difference. Thank you so much. I'm staying up here. Okay. Oh, what kind of board members? Okay. All righty. My board members. Oh wow, these wonderful people right here. They are. Jay is, in fact, he did the welcome. Jay was one of our fathers that was on the TIRE program a few years ago. Jay was making probably 6 figures. Jay is a very smart man. Probably didn't want me to say that, but you know, but him and his kids did not get along too well, and he was on the TIRE program. And when he first got here, he was thinking, I don't need this. But something clicked in Jay's brain, as with a lot of men. And he found out, oh yeah, I do need this program. And he stayed with it. And then he said, not only that, but I'm graduating and I'm so impressed with what y'all do. I want to come back and help you. So he started teaching one of the classes, him and another client, started teaching the classes. And then when that finished, he said, I want to do more than that. And then we asked him to serve on the board. So now he's a board member who comes to every event that we have. He supports us. He meets with us on a regular basis. I just want to thank Jay for his contribution to Fathers Forever. This other young lady right here, Miss Teresa, she's here as well. We worked with Teresa together at Wake County Human Services. And when I really was trying to get money to get our 501(c), I was working a part-time job to help do that. Teresa gave us money to help pay for our application for the nonprofit. And then she's been a friend of ours. She would bring toilet paper, all kinds of stuff she would bring to us and just show up with a trunk full of items that she would donate. And one day we decided, we need somebody to serve on the board. And she's like, do I want to do that? Yeah, I will. And she started serving on our board. And she has been very supportive. There's times when we needed money because all my money was gone. We didn't, we hadn't had any finances then. And Teresa would come in at the drop of a hat and I'd tell her I need some money and she would bring a check back. So I'm very, very appreciative of your financial support as well as your moral support. Thank you, Teresa. And then last person is Miss Ursula. Her name is Ursula, but I call her Ursula. She was our clothes closet. She was everything. She is. If somebody show up, Ursula is the one that she does it all. She does it all. And if I'm in a meeting, everybody still want to interrupt me. That ain't Ursula. She gonna knock on the door. I need to see you for a second. And I get up and stop what I'm doing, and I go find out what she wants. Because but without Ursula, we couldn't have a Fathers Forever like this because she is the meat in the bread. Mm-hmm. When you got sandwich, you got 2 pieces of bread, she's the meat. Take that meat back, you got just dough. We don't like dough by itself. We got meat. So thank you so much, Ursula, for being there. Now what am I doing?
You are recognizing your
our community. Okay. You have to keep me on task. You got me on task. Okay, I'm not going to name all of those communities. I don't think I was told I'm not going to name them. But there is a lot of people in Wake County, a lot of organizations, a lot of you guys can kind of see their names up there that really work with us on a daily basis, help us do the services that we need. And I just want to thank all of our partners for being there for us and helping us do this thing, because we could not do this without y'all. So I just really, really want to give y'all a hand for it. And thank you so much for doing that. And so now the next one is the staff. Oh, you going back up, Ms. Betty?
If you like to recognize staff while we're here, you can do that.
We can do that? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm good at doing what I told. Sometimes, depending on what. But my staff, again, we have, I'm not gonna name them, but you know, then maybe I am. Angela, Hawkins, Glenn, Tommy, Ursula, DJ, Dwayne, these the titles that you see up there. My staff, you know, Fathers Forever is what we are because of the staff. The monitors that work third shift, keeping the guys at the house, feeding the guys. I've been trying to lose weight. DJ is trying to help me lose weight, but every time I go to the house, they got me a plate of food, and I'm trying to push back, and I can't. I don't have the strength to say no, because I don't want to say no, and I'm eating like a anyway, because they're really good at cooking, and the guys, you know, I grew up. My mom and daddy taught us, you know, feed people, and thank God for the partnership that we have with the food bank and the food shelter, that we get enough food to feed people, and they get second and third services if they need it. The guys at the house eat well, because we got some really good cooks, and we also have some really good staff. So I really want to appreciate the staff for all they do. The video people, all the research people, the media. Jasmine, she has been. We met her through Angela a couple of months ago, and she has turned our social media around. And again, we are a nonprofit. We don't have a whole lot of money for advertising, so we're going to have to maximize social media to get our word out, and that can be done. And Jasmine is showing us how to do that. You're going to see a lot of things in the next couple of weeks, and couple of months, couple of years about the beast and about and the person behind that on Facebook is Jasmine. And I just want to thank her really for everything and put a shout out for her. If y'all need any social media, call her. She'll get it done. Also, one other person I do want to recognize, Ricky Harrell, his son, I think, what's the name of his company? The Big Brand Agency. He is another guy that has really taken us to the next level when it comes down to social media. We have a new website who just got out yesterday. It is bomb. It is a bomb diggity. Just what I'm saying. I'm telling you, it is and it's going to be out. Ricky is the one that's doing that. So if you need any branding, if anybody need any, he helped set us up in our. He came in. He lives in Fayetteville, but he came to Raleigh 2 days ago to help us get set up everything. He has been set up the studio at my house so I could do the virtual. He set up the studio here was what we do with Father Fayetteville University. He is the man when it comes down to social media. So we have some top-notch people who are working with us, and I just want to thank everybody and all our teams, as well as one of the houses, Mr. Will Smith. He's here now. He's going to eat with us, as well as Miss Alice Langley. They own one of the houses that we have, and when we first started, that was the first house that we got. We didn't have the money to fix it. It needed a lot of money to be expanded to what we needed. I needed another bathroom in it. It was a big house and a good house, but because of what we was doing with it, it needed a lot of additional stuff that we had to pass through the city to get a deck and all that stuff. They funded the money for us to do the work, and I just want to thank them because they didn't have to do that. But that house on Pool Road now has made a whole lot of people a place for them to live, and I just want to thank Will and Alice for that. Again, I could stay here the rest of the day and talk about until Jesus come back and talk about the people that I really want to appreciate and think, but I know all the timetable, so you can tell me what I need to do now. Am I sitting down now? I can sit down now. Okay, I'm gonna sit myself down right now.
It's hard dealing with preachers. I tell you, and he ain't the only one in the room. I saw a couple others got up here, thought they were gonna hoop. Not gonna happen today. We're on time now. I want to say one thing before I go into talking about Glenn's book. I love the fact that Glenn has honored all the men in his family, or most of the men in his family, with naming homes after them, because it is a fatherhood program. But as James Brown would say, it's a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. The women in the room are amen me. So, yeah. So I am tickled to death that Glenn has finally chosen to honor his mother, who probably had the hardest job of all of keeping all them knuckleheads in line while daddy was working out of town. And so in honor of Miss Magdalene Warren, I want to make the first contribution of $250 to fund. Come on up and let me get a picture.
Great.
To honor your mother.
Thank you.
Yes, about time you recognize. So we are growing, as I said, the pivot, that's what occurred this past year. We all were put in timeout, so we had time to think about our ways, the errors of our ways. So some good came out of the pandemic. And now, and I invite other people to contribute. This is priming the pump, as we say in the country. Those of us who grew up in the country know what that means. So I'm priming the pump. I want others of you to find a way. I can't contribute at the Lonnie and Carol Poole Foundation level, but I do what I can do in my own circle. And for instance, for my birthday, Fathers Forever was one of the charities that I asked people to contribute to. And so instead of buying me something I can't use or didn't want, just make a contribution. And my friends and family members did that. And so all of us have a responsibility to support the work they're doing. We can't do all the things they're doing, but we certainly can find ways to be financial donors to this wonderful program. And so I invite the rest of you to also pull out your checkbooks. So now I have the great pleasure of introducing to many of you Glenn Warren's latest book. This book is for dads in prison, for stepdads, for no dads. It is I Am a Father Forever, and it is a textbook. You can buy it at Amazon, Barnes and Noble, probably wherever books are sold. But I don't want you to only buy this book. I'm asking everybody today to bundle it up, buy all three books, Chat and Chew, When Love Is Not Enough, and then buy the latest one, I Am a Father Forever. And I have not had a chance to read it, but I am looking forward to perusing this new curriculum that Glenn Warren has developed to assist fathers in becoming better men and better dads. And we've seen the fruits of his labor. You know, it'd be one thing. A lot of people sit in academic situations and they do research and they think they know how to tell you how to do something. But we've seen the fruits of Glenn's labor today when Mr. Warren II got up and talked about the force that he's been in his life. And we've seen other people who he served. Jamie talked about how he made a difference in his life. So we know that Glenn knows what he's talking about. He's got the credentials. And as the children say, he got street creds. So I want you to think about giving this for holiday gifts, make great Christmas presents. You can bundle all three, but do think about how you can utilize this in whatever work you're doing or in your own private life. But I am delighted that we are introducing this book today. And Glenn, would you like to say something about it?
Sure.
Keep it short.
Short, sweet and short. Okay, yeah, this is again for the last we started working on this in November of last year. It's taken us a year. COVID is kind of held things up, but this is everything we've been teaching for the last 12 years. This is our curriculum in book form. And when we started the university, we wanted to have a textbook to go with the university. So we put everything together and put it in this book. And we want to get this book. This is a textbook that's also going to be used for the prisoners. We can't go to all the prisons, but we can send this book. And so that's what we want to do. And we ask the community to buy, to help, because it costs money to get this book printed, to send this book to the prison. We want to get this book into every prisoner in North Carolina if we can, because they can actually learn while they're in prison, take this book and learn things that they can do while they're in prison about being a better father. So this is the book, and we're going to be talking more and more about the book and how you can purchase it, and how this is a softback. We got a hard copy coming, so we can have both hardbacks and softbacks. So I just wanted to, we just got this in. It's been waiting for the last. They keep telling us every day we're going to get it, but because of COVID, it's been held up. But we do have it in hand now, and you're going to be hearing a lot about it. Follow us on social media. You can find out where you can purchase this book and how we can help us get this book into the hands of people that's incarcerated. So I'm just really excited about that point. Now we can wrap it up. So I really appreciate everybody for coming out, those that's in the room, those that's on YouTube or Facebook or whatever platform that you're on, for taking your time to come and listen to what we're doing. We also want to, follow us on social media. Follow us forever. Yes, we got all kind of social media stuff that we're gonna be doing. So just follow us there, and you're gonna be seeing some things that we're gonna be doing in the near future about the Beast, about Mag's gifts. I'm very excited about my mom's Mag's gift. I'm very excited about that. Daycare centers is really we're gonna do a lot to help bless some daycare centers and some fathers, also the single fathers that's in daycare centers, but also the moms as well, because our kids, one of the reasons why we do what we do is because of our kids. And if we can help the fathers step up, as somebody said earlier, and be in their kids' life. This book is written not only for dads who just become dads, as well as struggling dads and dads who want to be better dads. As James would say, we're written for great dads. So to wrap all of this up, I just wanted to thank everybody for coming. This is a little gift that if you guys want to come by, I think from 9 to 2, you're going to come by. Anybody supporters, our supporters, everybody just want to come by and pick up this little gag gift that we got for you, prepared for you. Not a gag gift. What is it called? A swag gift. Yeah. I got to mix up with Christmas, right? Gag gift Christmas. Well, it's close. It's close to it. It's okay. But yes, just stop by and pick up this glass. It got Father Forever name on it. It's got some candy in it. And it got some what are those? Yes, sanitizer. So again, just stop by from 9 to 2 and pick up your coffee and donuts and your swag gag gift. Okay, again, I just want to thank everybody, and we had a good time, and I am so appreciative for everybody's tuning in. And with that said, have a good day, stay safe, wear your mask, keep your social distance, and the Lord bless you.
Amen.